Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Turin here with another Warhammer Total War online commentary. In this particular battle, I think I'm going to play the Vampire Counts against the Warriors of Chaos. So I definitely haven't played this matchup in probably at least 2 months. I don't really remember, and especially with these new aspiring champions and other builds that Chaos has now, it's going to be kind of a wild card game to say the least. But I'm a little bit scared to get this Strigoi Ghoul King in the air, which is what I would usually get. But I could commit very heavily and get like a Terrorgeist and other Air Force units and hope for the best. But the Chaos Lord with the Kindle Flame, and I think he has a sensitivity. Yeah, he does somewhere in here, I think. Yeah, so no, we're definitely not going to get him with that weakness to fire. We'll probably just get Vlad and just keep him among the troops. And then also we want to get the Blood Drinker. We're going to get rid of the Gaze of Nagash. We'll keep the Dance. We'll keep the Zombies. We'll get rid of these, and that should be good. I mean, the Invocation of Nahek is definitely the essential ability there. We're going to get 2 of these spooky, scary White Kings here. We'll put them on the faster mounts. I prefer the mobility, to be honest. So we'll make sure to get a potion there. We'll put him on a mount as well. Then as far as the main army goes, it's kind of going to be a little wild. I don't really know what to expect. I probably should have some fodder units in the front line. The Sternsmen are definitely essential, so we'll just get a few groups of these guys. Just the armored, probably just 2, to be honest, because you probably are going to need a little bit more armor piercing. So let's see. On that note, let's go ahead and get maybe some Graveguard with great weapons would be okay. So we can go ahead and get 2 groups of those. And I'm trying to think. So yeah, the Aspiring Champs, they do have a ton of damage, magic damage. So against Chaos nowadays, I mean, every player is usually going to bring at least 2 of those. So you don't really want to bring any ethereal units, in my opinion. So we'll get those 2 there. We have those 2. So we have some nice armor piercing. We have these guys with the higher melee defense at 36. So they can kind of comprise my front line. Maybe let's get one more group just to square it away. And we'll get 1 group of Cryptors, which would be pretty good. Cryptors are just a pretty solid unit. Although they did get nerfed a while back, I still think they're really good. The Mortis Engine might not be a bad idea against Chaos because they don't have any missile units to focus it. So you can really put it in like the center of your melee core and get a lot of value out of that. So let's see, do we want to play the Cav game? Black Knights are really cheap. I mean, they're pretty low stats, but actually they do have 38 weapon strength, which isn't bad. And you know, the Warriors of Chaos usually don't bring, you know, I mean, he might bring like halberds or something, but pretty uncommon. Fellbats, if he does bring like a Hell Cannon or something, it might be nice to have a group of Fellbats, but to be honest, I don't think it's worth it. So let's go ahead and probably just get another group of Black Knights here. And then let's go ahead, excuse me, and get rid of this and get rid of this. And that'll give us a little bit of money for a fodder line. So do we want to get some zombies maybe? We could actually get 2 groups of zombies, which wouldn't be bad. Or we could get a group of skeletons or even some Fellbats. And Fellbats are pretty good for breaking charges, all kinds of things like that. But I think we need some fodder in the front line. And zombies do take a while to get through, to say the least. So getting those guys shouldn't be bad. And actually, did we get rid of the Foe Seeker on him? I'm not sure if we did. Anyways. So, forgot to pump chevrons. Let's get in there. All right, good. We got our chevrons off right before the game started. So Black Knights, I mean, they're very low tier cav, but anything that can cycle charge and just knock opponent's troops around is going to be pretty good, especially in a really condensed melee. You know, if he does bring aspiring champions and troops like that, and Forsaken, especially, the Black Knights will do pretty good against Forsaken. So that's definitely a good investment in that respect. Because Forsaken, they can tear through troops if you're not careful. But most of my troops are armored with this build. I mean, he could probably send the Forsaken into the zombies and tear through them fairly quickly. That probably wouldn't be a bad situation for him. So, all right, guys, it's time to party. Let's have some fun. So we'll set up our formation here. We're going to get our zombies here and here. Looking good. All right, I'm liking it. And we'll put our kind of tougher melee in the front. And we'll put these guys here because I'm not really concerned about missile fire. So, you know, I should be fine. So we have our main core here. We'll put Uncle Vlad here. And everyone's just, man, yeah, I guess Grandpa Vlad, whatever you want to call him. He can go by many names, guys. We'll put the Mortis Engine. You want that right in like the center of your army. That's usually the best spot to do that. Put this group here, and I do wish I had some Fellbats. I feel kind of like naked without them playing the Vampire Counts. They're just such a nice utility unit. A little expensive, I suppose, but all right, guys, let's get started. So troop count. He has a very small army, so he probably has a bunch of chosen and more elite infantry, I would guess. Hopefully not halberdiers, which are actually, you know, now that I think of it, it's been a while since I played Chaos against Vampire Counts, but it's not a bad choice because they do good against the big scary monstrous units and all that type of stuff, Blood Knights, what have you, and also can hold their own against the Graveguard. So, but this Mortis Engine is going to be one of my keys to victory. If I can force it into an attritious battle and kind of just hold it down in that respect, I think I should be okay. So it does have a giant actually, so that's pretty interesting. So we'll get our Black Knights going over there, and let's take a look at their stats. So anti-infantry, 38 weapon strength, which isn't bad. Melee defense pretty low, melee attack's quite low, so yeah, not a bad unit at all, can't complain, but the Hell Cannon isn't going to be that great against me. I'm not really concerned unless it gets like a big hit right in the center of the stern spin. And I do have a pretty tight formation, and the zombies are really slow, so I'm going to be, you know, kind of going at the pace of the zombies, which is 23 move speed. So I'd like to see it hit some zombies actually. Unfortunately, it hits those guys, so that's too bad. So he makes a nice contact there, already getting a little bang for his buck, proving me wrong. What does he have here? So some Forsaken, Chaos Warriors with great weapons. Pretty solid army, I would say. He's got some Aspiring Champs. He has Archaon the Ever-Chosen, so Lore of Fire is definitely scary. So we're probably just going to posture the Black Knights up here and just do a run-through on those Forsaken. I think we should be able to crush them. And yeah, my army's pretty compact, which is good for the Mortis Engine, because you can see, guys, they're healing right now. Their health is ticking up fairly quickly, so not bad at all. So we're actually going to do a little bit of fancy business here. We're going to just posture these guys up front here, and we are going to charge in here and charge in here and do a little bit of a sandwich. So that should be fun. So let's go ahead and zoom in, and I'll show you guys how it goes here. So these Forsaken are just going to get dumpstered here for sure. Not the best sandwich. Could have been better, but they're going to get enveloped pretty hard. So now we're just going to pull out. I would say that was a pretty good little trade there. We definitely did a good amount of damage, killed some models, lowered their leadership, and we took no losses ourselves yet. We'll probably take at least one loss before it's all said and done. So zombie 1 can go here, and I think I have a second group of zombies, so they can go here. So all right, and we got these guys out. Looks like he is flying his Lord over, which is fine, and we did lose a model, but I would say it was a good trade. The Forsaken took quite a bit of HP damage, so we'll pull these guys out here. All right, let's go zombies faster. Let's crack the whip. So we're actually just going to go ahead and engage our main forces now, because we can't wait all day for the zombies, especially when we're taking this fire. So make sure you get your armor piercing units on the appropriate targets. You get these guys in here and get the Cryptors right here. And all right, so the Black Knights are okay. So we're going to posture them up and pull them up, back and around. We'll probably get one on the Hell Cannon, kind of back here, because he'll probably send the Aspiring Champs when the battle gets closer, and we want to just park this Mortis Engine right here. And also we're going to summon some zombies behind his front line and use the Master of Beguilement on that Giant, which is going to be really good. So we're going to just kind of keep riding these guys and trying to distract his forces here. Just, you know, having general mobility is pretty good. You can see the White Kings get in there, so we're going to pull them out, pull this thing back just a little bit. All right, and pull them back into the main infantry line, and we'll get the Cryptors on these armored units. All right, guys, so things are going pretty well. Things are developing. So we're going to posture up back here and just kind of come over there, and we'll get one group to charge on those Forsaken. And let's go ahead and see where that Giant is. So we're going to use Master of Beguilement on him right now, which should be pretty good. So the Aspiring Champs are in there. We want to push these guys in right there and get the Mortis Engine fighting as well. So, all right. So the Knights came in here. They're doing a pretty good job, and we got to make sure they don't get tied up for too long. We can go ahead and finish off this group back here. And actually, let's just rear charge them. There's no point. We don't want to sit and sustain combat with those guys either. So we're going to use an Invocation of the Heck right here in this just juicy center point and probably get most of our units. And we got to make sure these White Kings are fighting as well. I did pull them back for just a moment. So we're going to charge these Forsaken again with those Black Knights, and these guys got a little charged. We're going to pull them out right now. And also, we probably want to summon some zombies. I'm not sure where. We'll probably summon them like right on top of this back line. On top of Archaon would be nice. So we're going to use those guys there to charge on the Hell Cannon, because it still will rack up some kills over the course of the battle. So definitely want to finish that off. And it looks like, yeah, he did a pretty good job with those Forsaken over there. So we'll go ahead and detach a group of zombies, see if we can catch them, and then the Sternsman can detach as well. This Mortis Engine, we kind of want to re-centralize it. And over here, you can see he's kind of going after those, which is fine, because, you know, if Archaon's not in the main infantry corps, that's going to be a pretty good situation for me. So we didn't get the Raised Dead off, so we're going to go ahead and use that right there. And the Black Knights in here are kind of just dealing with, you know, the Forsaken, and are really dealing, you know, bringing a lot of his forces to the back line, which is good. It's allowing me to really thrive in the front. You can see a lot of the Chaos forces are starting to get worn down through this attrition. So I want to keep that Mortis Engine active, and we can actually probably get it on the Giant. So, because it does hit pretty hard, has high weapon strength, and Vlad can also start working on that Giant as well. So we do have another Invocation from the Heck up, so we're going to go ahead and probably actually, don't want to do that. Don't want to quit the game, guys. We're going to pull all our forces into the Death Blob, so this is something that's pretty good to do late game as the Vampire counts. So when everything's low and the battle's starting to get really pitched, you pull everything in, so then it gets the benefit of the Mortis Engine here, as well as the Invocation from the Heck, and you're going to have a very hard force to kill. So that went pretty well. I would say the Chaos Knights over here, we need to keep doing laps. Definitely don't want to forget about them, and we'll use Von Hell's Dance Macabre here. And let's go ahead and find a nice healthy group. I don't have too many healthy groups left, guys. We're going to go ahead and just use it on these Cryptors and get this Mortis Engine back in here fighting and going after that Giant. And we also want Vlad to just be working on that Giant. So let's finish off that Hell Cannon. Thankfully, that Exalted Hero isn't in the main battle. It's actually like out dealing with my stuff, which is good. Zombies still doing a pretty good job taking a beating. One thing I've been forgetting to do, which I always try and remind myself to do, is to use the buffs here. And the Cryptors, we also want to get them like right in the middle here and just kind of push them through and have them kind of be running through the enemy unit. So we'll just keep pulling these guys around and keep that guy busy. We'll use the Master of Beguilement on the Giant every chance we get. Very good ability. And we'll also use some zombies here to kind of block up this unit here. It'll keep these Aspiring Champions busy for like half an hour, which is pretty good. So you can see the Exalted, he's, you know, having to micro with me back here essentially. So I'm just going to kind of park here and wait for him to leave. And let's see, yeah, he's coming after me, so I'll just ride off here. I don't mind doing that. So, all right, guys, main force is still fighting. My heroes are relatively healthy, so I actually missed this guy. Excuse me. I think Archaon got a big chunk of damage and unfortunately broke his leadership, so very, very well played on my opponent's part. I didn't get a chance to react to that, so he probably is just going to crumble and die here. But my opponent doesn't have much left, to be honest. So I'm just kind of running laps around this Exalted Hero back here, and let's see if we can get him. Is he actually healing at all? Yeah, it looks like he is being healed by the Mortis Engine, but while he is crumbling at the same time. So if we can get him out somehow and like heal him, that would be really big. So doesn't look like we're going to be able to, though. So we need to start focusing on our Archaon just a little bit. Get that Mortis Engine, focusing on Archaon as well. And I think the Giant actually died. So let's see, what does he have left here? Not much, so we'll just focus Archaon. And thankfully, those Black Knights are getting to work, guys. They're doing their thing. So we'll use an Invocation of Heck on these Cryptors here, who haven't reached their healing cap, and it's definitely one of my higher value units that I have left. And yeah, it looks like he just has Archaon. And also the Sternsmen are here, a bunch of different troops, and I'm not sure why these guys, he should be chasing the Archaon here. I'm not sure why he's running. So, oh, that Giant's still alive. I was not even paying attention to that. So, looks like the Hell Cannon is, I need to finish that, because I don't want like one big blob to just come in and like chunk some of my units. So, we can go ahead and put these guys over here and have them work on that. So if we can get Archaon down, I think it's going to be all she wrote for our opponent. It's hard to say. And let's see, do I want an Invocation of Heck on those Knights? I probably do, actually, because they haven't been getting any heals. And having that mobility and good health will be pretty helpful. So the Giant's coming in here. Let's go ahead and just focus that Giant down really quick. Just having such a powerful unit that low is definitely, and we can use the Knights to kind of go after Archaon. That should be fine. So Vlad is in pretty good health, and it doesn't look like that Invocation got off. He must have gotten like knocked down or something. So Archaon's wavering. He's really low. Although he did just use Standard Eye, which is pretty solid. It'll give him a nice little leadership boost. And, you know, I don't have a lot left either, guys. It's a very close battle. And my opponent does have some forces coming back from route here. So we want to pull these guys back here. And it looks like, did he get the Invocation off? Yeah, he did. So they're getting healed, which is nice. So we'll just go ahead and come here. And that Giant needs to go down. So we'll charge in here again. Just keep cycle charging. Keep everyone busy. Make sure everyone's on top of their game. And we'll use the Master Beguilement here, which is really good. So against like single powerful units, Master Beguilement's such a good ability. So the Black Knights, not a sustained combat unit. You want to keep cycle charging them, guys, as much as you can. So with Vlad, though, he's in good health, and this Mortis Engine hits really hard, actually. You guys probably saw that chunk right there. So we're just going to keep cycle charging Archaon here, just keep the pressure on him. We do have this one Cryptor here still fighting, and Vlad, oh, it looks like that didn't go off, so we can go ahead and use that on Archaon just to finish this battle off. So, man, very well played. Very fun game. My opponent did quite well. It was close, and Forsaken are scary, for sure, and the Giant, and look at how many kills that Hell Cannon got. I wonder if he was manually aiming that. He might have been. So, but as far as my army goes, you can see that one group of Black Knights just got dumpstered, but the other group did pretty good. It was just perpetual pressure, even if it wasn't like racking up kills. It was still a decent, tool to have at my disposal. And the Mortis Engine had some good hits, but at the end of the day, it was just kind of a very tricious, long battle, but definitely a fun one. And as far as his army goes, Forsaken, most of these kills I think are on zombies, but still some of them were on high value targets. And let's see, and the Chaos Warriors here did pretty good as well. And the Giant did okay, but it kind of got trapped up on a lot of fodder units. So anyways, good game to my opponent, Yamum96. I look forward to seeing you again on ladder. And I hope you guys enjoyed that Vampire Counts live Battlecast. Have an excellent night and take care.